Hello guys, Crudeless here. Excuse my minimap. Patch 7.2 launched today, so some of the add-ons aren't working as they should be. But regardless, we're going to continue off on our journey. Going to escort this caravan that we left off in the previous episode as we killed some quilboars and found some cool little shaman place up in Durotar. Let's talk to this lady here. Well, Mark, ready to roll? Let's roll with the caravan. Head them up, move them out. Boom. So we need to defend the caravan Kodo. As you can see, this guy. These are the new models, which is cool. We have this gun and we need to protect the caravan, I guess. This guy is pretty cool. He can go on his own. He doesn't need anyone to ride him, which is nice. Sorry if you hear my keyboard clicks, by the way. My keyboard is kind of loud. It is an MX Cherry red keyboard. The keys are a bit noisy. So, how are you guys doing? I wanted to talk about something a little serious today, which was what am I saying? The topic that I want to talk about is power progression in World of Warcraft. So, earlier today, a post was made on Reddit about how enemies now scale with item levels, and this gained a lot of traction because on both the WoW subreddit and also on the WoW forums, talking about how now enemies get more powerful as you get better gear. The guy noticed that by basically removing his equipment, like taking off pieces of his gear, and he noticed that the enemies were weaker. They had less health when he had less gear on. So they got a response to this from Ian Hazakostas, the current game director of WoW. Excellent work! I'll unload the goods. You should check for a cranial fizz. We should probably do that. Hello, kid. Locust kid. Ugh. Let's go over here. And he said that was an intended change, that they are now supposed to scale little to your gear. It was due to not making the content too easy and your battles too quick, because a battle could be over before you were able to cast a spell like this. And that would be unfair due to certain class balances and stuff like that.
What do you need?
Let's turn the quest first and we can continue on. A lot of people had some issues with this scaling thing. It has been implemented in games like Oblivion or Skyrim. Those games have this level scaling, in which you go to a level or go to a zone, and the enemies will be the same level as you, and they will be more powerful if you're higher level. But they don't seem to scale with gear in those games, because the purpose of the gear is to give you stats like these, and like 5 strength and 7 stamina, and that's supposed to make you kill things faster, right? So if you still have this, and you have the enemy scaling to this good gear, then the purpose of having the gear is lessened by the fact that you have these two things working in opposition, which is not good. Oh, this is Mankrik.
They murdered my wife. They burned my homestead. Since that awful night I have traveled these lands, from the sun's rising till its decline, scouring the horizon for more of those monsters. I've killed every pigman I've come across since, but my thirst for their blood is far from quenched. Oh, almost rhyming there. You, warrior, you could help me. Kill them, kill as many as you can, bring me their tusks, and we will celebrate their deaths together. Go forth to victory.
So we can get the Mankrik Spore Slicer. Ah, look at that. We should probably transmog this guy into some, like, brute. So level scaling. I get interrupted by these. Let's just pick them up and go and talk while doing the quests instead. I just get distracted by... Oh, my auto-turning doesn't work either. Oh, I don't like that. As you can see, things are back to vanilla. Let's pick up this.
What can I do for you?
So the reason why they had this change was to make the current content, like the new Burning Legion invasion things, a lot more interesting, also for players that have amazing gear. And people feel that they, in turn, are rewarded less for their gear being lessened, the worth of the gear. It's kind of like earning like $1,000 and then the banks decide that the money is not worth $1,000 anymore, it's being converted to something lesser than that. Oh, that was a terrible example. But we get a level taunt. It's really hard to come up with examples on the fly like this. But I am currently making a video, as I said 2 episodes ago, about gear in general in World of Warcraft and RPGs. And that video is going to take a lot of time to make. It's something I put a lot of time into, so I hope you look forward to that. And I'll cover this like more in depth in that video. But what I actually think is the problem with level scaling is, or levels, not level scaling, with gear scaling, and the fact that they had to implement this change. It's kind of like a band-aid to the actual problem. Because I don't think the problem is that the enemies scale to the gear, it's the fact that the gear is what makes you more powerful in itself. I mean, just because I'm wearing these pants doesn't make my character any stronger, except for the fact that I can't even see the stats now, which is making my point less obvious. But why? What's the logic behind these pants making this guy hit things harder? Which is something I've thought about a lot, and it's something in the design of WoW that has been there since the beginning. The fact that the game is so heavily focused on numbers. I mean, here we have 18 out of 30. We have damage numbers, experience numbers. We have stat numbers that interact in formulas, and they determine how much damage you do, how fast you move. I mean, this mount here doesn't move as fast as other mounts because they are tied to numbers. And that's, of course, the nature of this game as a video game. What was it? I didn't get the... Oh, that's the next caravan there. Huh. Guess we need to capture a Razor Main as well. The nature of WoW is so tied to numbers, and I wish it wasn't. I think it's one of the things that has turned me off of WoW lately. The fact that, say a game like CSGO, or also Overwatch for that matter, the fact that you don't have these levels, you don't have, or levels that actually tie into the gameplay. You have more reliance on skill, and the stats on the things you use aren't as important. I mean, there is some considerations there due to what things you pick to use, like classes or weapons, but it's not like they are detrimental to your outcome. They're detrimental to your playstyle. And WoW is not. It doesn't work that way in WoW. It's quite annoying. Here, you have to have good gear to do things. If you don't have the good gear, then you are not able to do stuff, right? So I can't go with this guy and do high-level zones because of a level gate and also the gear gates, which kind of shut me out of that content. Which is, I guess, one of the reasons why they do this is to guarantee that you don't really skip ahead and you don't, you learn the stuff you have to do before you go into the high-end content, so you don't annoy other players, for example. If a player went fresh into high-end dungeons, that's not good for the teammates and not good for anyone. But still, if I just wanted to make this guy and go up to a full level zone, I would have to pay a lot of money or level him up, which takes a lot of time. Unless you do certain tricks, but that costs money and time. What if I just wanted to go into a high level dungeon with this guy right now? Kind of like there's a consideration there. Should I grind these guys out or should I pick up the caravan? I mean, the prisoner. I have never done this quest before. It is our instinct to simply lash out at our attackers, but wisdom dictates another path. We should interrogate one of these quilboar invaders and learn all we can. Take this net and ensnare the quilboar pillager attacking our farm. So I wish these guys had a quicker spawn time. According to the map, they're just in this area. Do I have to wait? Really? I'll cut to when we are ready. Are you the guy who wants the... No. Nope, it's the lady. She wants the... Is it this guy? The caravan master? No, he's going to take us to the crossroads. Man, this brings me back to the time when I was just wandering through the Barrens doing fun, regular, old questing. Did the lady go away now? Where's the bow lady? Hello? There she is.
Zug zug.
She doesn't have a bow.
Honor.
Does she? But I really want to conclude what I was talking about previously. I think level scaling is not fun, but I don't think the system as it is right now with how the level scaling or the scaling works at all is ideal. I think they need to rework how the gear system in WoW actually is, because right now it doesn't incentivize me as a player to continue playing. That's why I've quit the game so many times now during the last couple of years, because it's so artificial. These numbers they're just numbers. They're not anything else. They're not indications of how good I am. They're just an indication of how lucky I was or how much time I spent to gather these things. I could really just be a terrible player and still have great gear, which is something I did before. I used to be a really bad player, and then I had a lot of good gear back then, but they were not representative of what I was capable of. Where am I supposed to deliver this guy? Hey, Mankrik. I guess not. What is this? Humble monument. This is a monument to his wife. The small grave marker is lovingly inscribed with orcish runes. Beloved Olgra, wife of Mankrik. It took forever to find you, and now you are gone. Aww. This episode took a sad turn. Well, sorry guys that I had to put you in this mood. We are talking about level scaling, which is depressing in itself, and then we had to talk about
farewell.
The death of Mankrik's wife. By the way, that's a reference if you wanted to know. Mankrik used to search for his beloved wife back in the day during Vanilla here in the Barrens. He was positioned in the crossroads, which is down here, and he, when the cataclysm hit, he was repositioned to be up here instead, and he eventually found his wife. Of course, we helped him out, and she had died. So, raise remain prisoner interrogated is what we're supposed to do. What do you mean by interrogated? Okay, so which one should we pick, guys? Who sent you? Punch him in the mouth, kick him in his big fat face, offer food, or tickle time? Let's kick him in the face. Oof, I'm not talking. Okay, let's tickle him. What did I? I kicked him there. I'm supposed to tickle. Who sent you? I say nothing, Snort. Okay, kick him in the big fat face. Kick him in the big fat face. Kick him in the big fat face. You waste your strength. Taught us, train us, warriors, never to talk. Oh, I've said too much. Whoops. Let's punch him in the face. Okay.
Speak, friend.
There we go, level 14. 2 levels already in this episode, even though I've just ran around talking about shit. Let's pick up the rest of these quests. And so we need to go and kill Tortusk. And find the missing Groldom Kodo somewhere within the Thorn Hill in Northern Barrens. Yeah. But by all means, guys, just if you have any thoughts on the level scaling or gear scaling at all, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll take a note of those comments. As my opinion, as I said, I don't really care much for it right now. I wish it was better, the system as a whole. And I don't want enemies to scale with gear. Gather 5 stacks. Well, this was the guy we brought with us. Aww. We're supposed to gather stolen grain. That's the job for a hero. Stolen grain. Are they only over here? Are they supposed to be dropped by enemies, or Kodos are resilient. The raised maids have stolen plenty of grain from previous caravans. You can gather up stolen grain from the nearby camps. Okay. So I guess these are items on the ground. Yeah, we can see one of them here. Oh, that's Torok. Tortusk. Why did I call him Torok? No idea. He has a raptor called Fez. Quilboar riding a raptor. Now I've seen it all. Okay. So I started to play as a Fury Warrior. I'm kind of starting to feel ready to change to Protection, maybe. Got Enraged though, didn't we? Bloodthirst critical strikes will enrage you, increasing your attack speed by 100% and increasing and damage you take by 20% as well. So that's kind of like the trade-off for being a Fury Warrior, is that you take more damage, you also deal more damage while being enraged. Enraged also gives you the benefits of using Rampage and stuff, which is cool. Cool. Are there any more? Oh, he's back. Let's take him down once more. Oh, we're dealing so much damage right now. Speaking of items level scaling, there is one more over here. Let's hope it respawns so we don't have to walk. I'm too lazy to walk. Let's kill this guy in the meanwhile. So if we take a look down, this was where we were previously. Down there is the bridge. You can see our draw distance is pretty terrible here. But this is the burning barn with the wolves, and we were up there on top of that mountain previously. Over here we have Razor Hill and Orgrimmar over there, and Nordra's Hill in the distance. Pretty cool. And if you noticed, by the way, these weren't here in vanilla. Those are the well, there was something similar to those. These oil refinery things. There were like the Venture Co. Goblins did use some sort of sludge pen thingies up there, but I guess now they've been taken down. We'll be investigating that later on. Ah, come on. Okay, over here we have some more grain all over the place, really, so we should probably have gone over here at the start. But here we go. Kill the last one and grab the grain. There we go. Let's go and turn these guys in. Ugh. Now, quick tip towards the end. As you can see here, there are some items that we want to keep. Oh, I did go to the Kodo to turn in the quest. That's a bummer. But the tip to making money when you're new to the game or starting a new character on a different realm, different server. Quick tip is to make sure you gather food. As you can see here, these eggs give you 10 gold, which is not a lot, but some of these prices here, like the Telebim banana, they're quite high. They don't sell a lot though, but you might be lucky and to be able to sell like the milk and the Babat bananas and stuff, because they're involved in some quests for high-level characters, which means that a lot of people just don't bother going out to grind those. They just go and buy them at the auction house. You can probably be lucky. Also, if you find some BOE greens, they'll probably be selling on the auction house for transmog purposes, which is very nice for making some easy gold. But I'm not going to keep like these things around, these grey inferior items. Just throw them out the bag. We'll be able to get better stuff later.
What do you need?
Alright, let's turn in this quest as well.
Zug zug.
There we go. They are both happy. Next part will be taking us to the crossroads somewhere where there is another Kodo. And we'll be doing that in the next episode. So I hope I didn't ramble too long about the stuff at the start of the episode. Sorry about that. But I hope it was fun and relaxing as usual. And the next time we'll be going to the crossroads, which will be the main hub in the Northern Barrens. That's going to be fun. So see you guys then, and take care until next time.